I have always loved being home alone. The peace and quiet, the freedom to do whatever I want without any interruptions. It was my little piece of heaven. But that all changed one night when I was home alone and experienced a horror that haunts me to this day. It was a dark and stormy night, and I was home alone for the weekend as my parents had left for a business trip. I was looking forward to a few days of uninterrupted relaxation. I ordered some takeout and settled down in front of the TV. As I was about to start my movie, the power went out. I cursed under my breath and got up to find some candles. I lit a few candles and made my way back to the living room. It was eerie, the shadows dancing on the walls and the faint sound of the rain outside. I decided to make the best of the situation and continue watching my movie. But as I sat there, I couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. I brushed it off as my imagination and tried to focus on the movie. But then I heard a noise coming from upstairs. I froze. I was sure I had locked all the doors, so who could be up there? I slowly got up from the couch and crept toward the stairs. As I reached the bottom of the stairs, I heard the sound again. It was coming from my parents' room. I mustered up all my courage and slowly made my way up the stairs. As I reached the top, I saw that my parents' room door was slightly ajar. I could feel a chill run down my spine, but I had to know what was making that noise. I slowly pushed the door open, and what I saw made my blood run cold. There was a figure lying on my parents' bed. It was a woman with long black hair covering her face. She was wearing a tattered white dress and her hands were covered in blood. I screamed and ran back downstairs, locking myself in the bathroom. I couldn't believe what I had just seen. Was it a ghost? A woman escaped from a mental asylum. I was terrified and didn't know what to do. I sat in the bathroom for what felt like hours, too scared to move. But then I heard someone trying to open the bathroom door. I held my breath, hoping it was just my imagination. But the doorknob started turning and the door slowly creaked open. I couldn't move. I was petrified with fear. Then I saw her, the woman with the long black hair and the tattered white dress. She was standing in the doorway, staring at me with her blood-stained hands. I wanted to scream, to run, but I was frozen in place. She started walking towards me, and I could see her face now. It was twisted in a grotesque smile, and her eyes were pitch black. I closed my eyes and braced myself for the worst, but then I felt a cold breeze. And when I opened my eyes, she was gone. I quickly got up and ran out of the bathroom, grabbing my phone on the way. I called the police and told them everything. They arrived at my house in a matter of minutes, but when they searched the house, there was no sign of the woman. They assumed it was just my imagination and left, telling me to call them if I saw anything else. But I knew what I had seen was real. The next day, when my parents returned, I told them everything. They were skeptical at first, but when they saw the fear in my eyes, they believed me. We searched the house and found no sign of the woman, but my parents decided to install a security system just in case. Months went by, and everything seemed to go back to normal. I had convinced myself that it was just my imagination playing tricks on me. But then, one night when my parents were out of town again, it happened. I was sitting in the living room, watching TV when I heard the same noise coming from upstairs. I decided to ignore it, thinking it was just my imagination again. But then I heard footsteps coming down the stairs. I turned off the TV and sat, frozen, not wanting to believe what was happening. The footsteps reached the bottom of the stairs, and then I saw her. The woman with the long black hair and the tattered white dress standing in front of me. This time, she spoke. "Get out!" she said in a raspy voice. "This is my house." I didn't need to be told twice. I ran out of the house and never looked back. From that day on, I refuse to be home alone again. I still have nightmares about that night, and I can't help but wonder if the woman is still in that house, waiting for her next victim.